It's time to once again go over the best PlayStation 4 game deals available right now. We've got a mix of retail deals as well as a couple of great deals on the PlayStation Store. So let's start off with the deals that are available at the comfort of your home on the PlayStation Store. First, we have The Evil Within 2 50% off for $30. The Evil Within 2 was one of the best games of 2017, and it's arguably the best survival horror game of this generation so far. It was a great follow-up to the first title, and the great thing about The Evil Within 2 is that you don't have to play the first title to enjoy the second title. You can jump right in and have a great time. It's got a great atmosphere, great visual, solid gameplay, and this is very timely because Tango Gameworks just released a brand new update for the game, offering a lot of fixes, but also introducing a first-person mode into the game, so that's gonna add another layer into the experience that The Evil Within 2 is gonna offer, and 50% off for $30, that's a great price for a game that's still a relatively recent release.
Entertainments must come to an end.
Enough art school bullshit. Where is she?
We have the same goal, Sebastian. We can help each other.
XCOM 2 for $19.79. XCOM is definitely a franchise you don't associate console gaming with. It's more of a PC title. However, we saw XCOM Enemy Unknown on the PlayStation 3, and XCOM 2, while it was initially a PC exclusive, it did make its way over to the PlayStation 4, and it makes a solid transition over to the PS4. XCOM 2 was a lot more of the same compared to Enemy Unknown, so it was a foregone conclusion that it would make a solid transition over to the DualShock 4 controls, and you're getting a lot of content to it, and it's a fairly accessible experience. The game did have a few technical issues, but overall it's a very solid experience, and you do have improved visuals if you're playing on the PS4 Pro, so that's pretty nice, and for the price that you're paying, $19.79, you're getting a lot of content. Speaking of content, if you want a lot of it, it doesn't get much better than Borderlands The Handsome Collection for $19.79. Borderlands was one of the amazing new IPs that was introduced last generation. Gearbox did a phenomenal job with the games, and while we haven't seen a brand new Borderlands title on current generation platforms, Borderlands 3 is in the works. To hold yourself over, you can check out Borderlands The Handsome Collection, which includes Borderlands 2, Borderlands the pre-sequel, as well as all of the respective games' downloadable content. That means you are getting a ton of content for your money. Just playing through the base Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel games is going to take you a long time, especially if you want to do all the side content. There's reason to go back and play through the games multiple times with all of the different characters, and then you throw in all the additional downloadable content. It is just a ton of content. You can spend well over 150 hours with this one, so for this price, it's great. And Borderlands, while it is a game that emphasizes cooperative play, you can definitely play it solo as well, and $19.79 is a great deal for this collection.
Weakness leads to death.
And speaking of collections, we also have Bioshock The Collection for $19.79. We were just talking about great new IPs introduced last generation. Well, Bioshock is another great one. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're gonna see an original Bioshock experience this generation. However, this collection will offer you Bioshock, Bioshock 2, and Bioshock Infinite, all of the downloadable content, improved technical performance and visuals, and you're getting that all in one package. Whether you've played the Bioshock games or you want to be introduced to it for the first time, this collection is a great pickup, and this is some of the best gameplay that you are ever gonna see out of a first-person shooter, especially with Bioshock Infinite. It is just so satisfying, and while these games definitely don't have as much content as, say, a Borderlands, it's still 3 awesome games for one great price.
There's already a fight. The question is, which side you on?
Wouldn't it be wonderful if I could do with a knife what Picasso did with a brush?
Could use a friend right now!
I think we've got trouble.
So that wraps up the downloadable deals. Let's look at some of the physical deals available. You can pick up Valkyria Revolution for $9.46. Now, this deal is available on Amazon, and it's a part of their add-on program, so you do have to make an order that's over $25. If you want a game to pair this up with, might I recommend Okami HD. That is going for around $16, and getting those two for $25, that's pretty good. But Valkyria Revolution itself is a spin-off of the Valkyria franchise. You guys might be familiar with Valkyria Chronicles, and don't get me wrong, this game is nowhere near as good as those games. It was actually considered by many to be a pretty big disappointment, but considering that many paid $40 for the game, I could understand that. Now at just over $9, it's a solid JRPG. The issue with it is that it has a lot of cutscenes with some pretty bad voice acting. The story isn't anything great, but if you're a fan of Japanese RPGs and you can get past the typical tropes, you can find some fun with Valkyria Revolution, and this is the perfect price to pay for it. Moving on to some great deals over at Best Buy, they're running a little bit of a sale right now. You can pick up The Sims 4 for $30, $24 for Gamers Club Unlocked members. The Sims, much like XCOM, is a franchise that's very much associated with PC gaming. However, The Sims 4 did make its way over to the PlayStation 4, and it wasn't a perfect transition. The real issue with The Sims 4 on consoles is a lack of content comparatively speaking to the PC version. However, if you want that Sims experience on a console, this is still a pretty good option. Performance-wise, it's pretty decent, and it does seem like content-wise, it is gonna get there. Maybe at the initial $50 price point, it was a little bit too expensive, but now that it's already down to $30 and 20% off for Gamers Club Unlocked members on top of that, so $24, that's a great price for the game, especially considering it's still a pretty recent release coming out last November. Grand Theft Auto 5 for $30, $24 Gamers Club Unlocked. The Rockstar games have a tendency to really retain their value, and you see that with Grand Theft Auto 5, and you really can't blame Rockstar for that, considering this is still one of the best-selling games in the entire gaming market, even given the fact that the original version of this game released all the way back in 2013. Gamers are still picking up Grand Theft Auto 5, but this is a pretty good price for a game that's absolutely loaded with content. Grand Theft Auto 5's got a huge world to explore. Of course, you've also got the online mode that's going to add another layer to your experience, but if you just want to stick to the single player, that's a lot of fun, and that's gonna offer you a lot of content. Gameplay wise, it's good, the characters are engaging, and you know what kind of mindless fun you should expect out of your Grand Theft Auto games. For $30, $24 for Gamers Club Unlocked members, this is a pretty solid pickup. LA Noire for $30, $24 Gamers Club Unlocked. LA Noire was one of the games that surprisingly saw a remaster last year. However, I was very happy to see it be remastered because this is one of Rockstar's more underrated games. It's very much reliant on its great storytelling, as well as the awesome setting. On the gameplay side of things, it falters a little bit, but you've got the great facial animations, and the presentation of LA Noire is so unique compared to all the other games that are released that, in my opinion, while LA Noire is not a perfect game, it is a must-play game, and this remaster is played in 4K. It looks great, and it did release at $40 back in November, but now it's down to $30 and just $24 for Gamers Club Unlocked members, so that's pretty good. Moving on from that, at your local Redbox, you can pick up Resident Evil 7 Biohazard for just $10. Resident Evil 7 was one of the great games of 2017. It released very early on in 2017, so it's a game a lot of gamers forgot about, but along with Evil Within 2, it was one of the best survival horror games of last year. And Resident Evil 7 really had that embodiment of survival horror that 4, 5, and 6 were missing. Those went more into the action-oriented route. Resident Evil 7 is a little bit more methodical in its world-building, storytelling, and has a great atmosphere. Go to your local Redbox and you can check out the game for just $10, and that is an absolute bargain, considering the game typically on sale still goes for around $20 to $25, so this is a great price.
Daddy's coming. We need to go. We need to go now.
What the fuck are they?
Shut up and listen if you want to stay alive. Ethan, you gotta get out of that house.
And finally, Tales of Berseria for $20. The Tales of franchise has been one of the most consistent JRPG franchises in all of gaming. It never really had that marquee name appeal of, say, a Final Fantasy, but it carved out its own audience, and that audience really enjoyed the games. And you could make an argument that Tales of Berseria is the best Tales of game ever. It has a great story with an awesome and engaging main character that has more villainous roots. The gameplay is your standard Tales fare, but what's not broken you don't have to fix, so that's all good. If you've yet to check out a Tales of game and you're okay with Japanese RPGs in terms of presentation, because it is going to feature a lot of your typical JRPG tropes, then definitely give a look at Tales of Berseria. It's available for just $20 at GameStop. That's going to wrap up this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you checking out any of these games? Let us know. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.